name could be written in gold as well.
Yes, that brings me to understanding that what would you be remembered for?
Exactly.
What would you be remembered? So you have to leave your footprint and be an example and be able to do things that you can be remembered for.
Okay, another way one can express patriotism is by knowing our basic democratic values.
Yes, very interesting.
Like common good, justice, and series of them where, okay, you know that you don't get to cheat people for no reason.
Yeah.
You get okay.
You get to be devoted as well too. You don't have to cheat people. You know the rules. You obey it. Now this we almost keep the path of obeying the law or this by laws. When you get to see keep Nigeria or keep Abuja clean, for instance, or keep Nigeria clean.
Post no
bills. There's those
you
laws.
don't necessarily need anybody to be there to force you or to enforce this law as a patriot before you do that. That's another big way of expressing patriotism.
Exactly, you adhere to it. It's quite easy and quite understandable. This ways and one can actually adhere and express as a patriot.
Knowing our basic freedom is another very good way we can express patriotism as well. Like you have to know that okay, people have their various entitlement or right to beliefs and then to expression. So the earlier we realize that our rights ends where another person's rights stops as long as they are not violating any constituted laws or authority.
That brings us to the basic freedom, like knowing that we have freedom of speech, freedom of opinions. No one is in bondage. When you understand that as a patriot, you are not in bondage. You have the freedom to express yourself, like you just said.
Yes. How about appreciating our diversity? Our country is made up of various people. Immigrants who come into this country came with more than just their briefcases or luggages. They came with their culture, and that actually made our country what it is today.
So they cannot be forgotten as well.
So, appreciating our diversity is a way of expressing patriotism. Because if you check our constitution, the country's constitution very well, you see where it gives room for us to accommodate people in our country. Okay.
So let's move over to how we can encourage this patriot.
Okay, you mean ways where these patriots are treated and the way they should ordinarily be treated. Okay, we're going on another quick break. When we return, we'll delve more into that. Please stay with us.
Welcome back to the Patriots. Now, before we took a break, we were talking about patriotism and how patriots can be recognized. What should this patriot be, rewarded with? How can we encourage them? How can we say that their interest and their support for the country can actually go as long and be a beneficiary to the country as well?
Okay, that actually point my attention to how we treat our patriot in this part of the world or in this climb, and then how they should ordinarily be treated. Okay, at governmental levels, they're actually trying.
Governments are trying as well.
Yes, because we've seen a naming of national monuments like stadia, parks, and museums after our heroes passed. People who have laid down their lives and made so much sacrifices. And much recognition has been given to people who design our coat of arms, people who compose our national anthem, people who actually design our national flag, the likes of Michael Taiwo, Akinkunmi, and not even forgetting President Muhammadu Buhari, who had to contest 4 solid times out of his love for Nigeria.
He really showed his
much interest. After he gained victory in 2015, he didn't just stop there. He went ahead to disseminate Boko Haram almost to a zero level.
That is his high level of patriotism. Like he actually came up and went again to contest again. That
shows you that he puts the interest of Nigeria first before any other person, including himself.
With all of the risks, despising the fact that when he went, he lost, and he kept trying again. Exactly. That's a way of being patriotic. He never gave up, and he's a great man. Honestly. As much as possible.
Okay. Away from that, let's look at our own environment. As citizens, how do we encourage people? How do we treat people who are patriot enough?
First of all, we have to understand that having devoted themselves to the love of the country, to supporting the country. We ourselves have to recognize them as well. For instance, building up monuments after them, like for instance the road, airports, you understand? Like for instance we have the Nnamdi Azikiwe airport, which cannot be forgotten. We use his name after him.
Murtala Mohammed Airport.
Exactly.
MK Abiola Stadium.
Yes, yes. All of these things, or all of these ways that can be a way that they can be remembered as much as
that's still at the governmental level. Now we're looking at ways individuals, citizens, you and I, actually motivate people who have exhibited patriotic gesture at one point or the other. Take for instance, when you see a man wake up on his own, go to the road, and then trying to clean up the street or patch up a pothole, what comes into your mind? Do you see him as an attention seeker or someone who loves his country to make sure that things are working well?
Most people might just think that if they're just doing it for eye service or to get attention, but these are people, regardless, we don't know whatever their motives are, but they've come out and we are able to see them, that they are devoting themselves to the growth and betterment of their community or the nation or the society. So what can we do? Encourage them.
Exactly.
Motivate them. Do not take it for granted, or do not feel like they're trying to do things to show off or to,
there's this quote I love so much. Appreciation is an application for more. So when you see someone trying to be patriotic in any little way, when you encourage that person, it will spur him into doing more. It will spur him into doing more.
It should have to be in the governmental level.
So like we were saying, I remember you making mention of some people being a patriot and others being a patriot. Please, can you come up with an explanation of that?
Talking about others being patriots, most people would not want to adhere to the regulations, to the rules of the society.
So
or the
once you don't adhere to the rules, laid down rules or laws of the land, you are a patriot.
You are a patriot. It's quite simple, because I see most people even break the rules. Most people do not want to obey street light. Most people do not want to pay tax. You're a patriot.
As simple as those things look, they matter a lot.
Yes, it matters. What is your impact? What are you doing to support your country? Let's not look at the country. Most people would just say our country is too large. No, I just want to generalize all this. At your own level, you can start in your community. You can start in your society. So what are you doing? So any level you are, you can actually be supportive. You can actually stand out as a patriot, not a patriot.
Wow.
Exactly.
Okay, and that actually point my attention to the fact that we must not all be at the national levels before we exhibit our patriotic gestures in any little way we can. Like we just rule them out, maybe your conduct during recitation of the national anthem, and then your art during, or how you take into heart the Pledge of Allegiance, and then teaching your kids like voting, exercising your franchise is another way. Like we almost left that point out. It's another way where we can express.
When you go there to vote, most people will just don't want to be for anybody. Just want to be. You don't want to vote, but you sit at home. You criticize. So what impact? And
some people's political thought of line or school of thought actually shows that when you refuse to vote anybody because maybe you feel this person's ideology does not match yours, indirectly you help voting the wrong person as well.
Because when whoever wins, when you eventually sit on the chair, whatever goes wrong affects us, and whatever good comes out of it also affects us positively as well. So I think as Nigerians, we must take pride in knowing that every single day patriotic acts are occurring. So try to be a part of it. Try to be a part of anything possible at any level. You can also be a patriot.
That's why you don't have to be an onlooker, but be part of every revolution that will make the world a better place. That's all for now. My name is Elvis Oga.
And my name is Josephine Paul. Many thanks for watching. Do not be a patriot, but a patriot.